Welcome everyone to our exciting Hackathon Kickoff AMA. I'm thrilled to see you joining us today. We've got an action-packed session ahead designed to set you up for success in our upcoming Hackathon. First, I'd like to introduce our special guest, Alexey Volynschikov, our senior backend engineer. Alexey will be sharing his expertise on a cutting-edge topic, retrieval augmented generation for real-time generative AI. This is a fantastic opportunity to gain insights into one of the most innovative areas in the AI development. Today's session is full of valuable information to jumpstart your hackathon journey. We'll be diving into Guru Network's cutting-edge tools, giving you up a comprehensive overview of the powerful resources at your disposal. We will also walk you through the hackathon rules to ensure everyone's on the same page. One of the highlights of this AMA is the chance to interact directly with our dev team. We encourage you to ask questions, seek clarifications, and gain deeper understanding of our platform and the hackathon challenges. So get ready for an informative and inspiring session. Whether you're a seasoned developer or new to hackathons, there's something here for everyone.
Hey, we're live, right? Looks like it.
Hello.
Hey, so today we decided to combine both formats as we started last time. I have a beautiful sunrise in here in LA. Just came back at 1 a.m., but it would be much better. We would have much better situation with light in half an hour. I'm just checking my camera at the same time. And we decided to combine this format of Team Spotlight with Hackathon IMA because one of the features we want everyone to utilize during this hackathon are related to AI processors and building of them and implementation of those, like using those implementations of Guru Network. So Alexei, word to you. Just introduce yourself. For how long? Actually, for how long you are with the Guru? Like when you
Hi.
when we started working?
Sorry, I don't remember. Maybe 4 years, 3 years.
Yeah, with the Guru for years, 3 years. But even before that, Alexei participated in SEO Mater, and I participated in Domains Index. Those were like pre-crypto, like side project startups we were building. Um, yeah, right. So do you remember like how we started Dex Guru? What was the main challenges back then?
So yes, the first the first demo work did our front end team. Yes, and the first all the indexation pipeline you hacking yourself as a proof of concept. Do you remember? And
Yeah,
yes, and then we have a lot of work to extend it and
yeah.
to fix.
Make it fast as well, because in
Yeah.
Dex Guru we have real time data, and this real time data is basically dependent on the chain. It's one block away from you, or like 3 blocks away from you, like on chains like Arbitrum. And yeah, comparing to other indexers which are on the market, it's pretty fast. And yeah, I remember those times. Those were the main challenges for us: make it fast, make it
And then
reliable. Yeah,
and then we need more analytic tools, and we decide to switch to ClickHouse
yeah.
because
So initially it was Elasticsearch. Then Elasticsearch wasn't fast enough and wasn't kind of for those kind of queries we wanted to do. Like, yeah, I remember we were working on balances and P&L analytics, and that was the features we wanted to switch to ClickHouse for, right?
Yes.
And how we implemented it? Why ClickHouse, by the way? Why we have ClickHouse as a backend right now for all those chains? That's your main area of expertise, right?
So we had a lot of separate workers for do some analytics, like if you show a market
Balance?
screener,
Oh yeah, market screener, yeah.
and we needed to do more complicated, more complex analytic, and we faced that with Elastic and separate workers. It is difficult, so we need structured data
Yeah.
for this, and we tried ClickHouse special for this, but later we keep it as main data storage.
Yeah, because there is compression in there. Like you can compress the columns and basically store it cost effectively. That's one of the reasons. Like infrastructure for those kind of analytical product is one of the biggest kind of and hardest things to manage. And having it in database which supports aggregation and at the same time supports compression makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, and real-time applications, as we see our block explorers.
Yeah, block explorers. Yeah, a lot of
That was
work
a
actually
challenge too,
behind that.
because ClickHouse is not is good for aggregations and not very fast for real time, like Postgres.
Yeah, because it's it's a column database basically, right? It's column driven.
Yes, it's column driven, and k-value queries that we faced in block explorers. So we did some tricks, did some hacks to solve it, to make
I
it
remember.
work faster.
Yeah, I remember we were even doing the Web3 connector for ClickHouse. Where is this? GitHub, ClickHouse. Let's check it. Oh, we have a fork of ClickHouse where is PR for Web3 connector. I remember this now. Yeah, quite funny. Yeah, we integrated ClickHouse all the way because of mainly of those aggregations, right? We have in here, and you have all the types and everything, and you have compression, and you can actually what are kind of the hardest query you can remember we have right now in the warehouse? Let's find it. Like something crazy with SQL between multiple tables.
You mean here
Yeah,
storing?
yeah, like I don't know. We have this query, right? We just selecting
That's
candles, selecting candles for the token. So this is like a price chart. If you want to use it in your application, Hackathon, by the way, that's the way you can get any data from the chain in the form of like REST API if you're embedding it into the application, or like just embed it as a visual thing. You can do it as well, right? But yeah, do you remember something real crazy? Not like select from like I don't know, maybe P&L calculations or something around that.
I think you can search with PNL.
Top to meeting contracts. No, that one is easy. P&L. Yeah, balance analytics, top token holders. That should be good enough. All right, select from join. Oh, here we join the stuff.
join networks, join some tokens
Yeah,
data.
and those are parameters you specify in here, and then you have the same in the REST API, right? And where token balance. Cool. Yeah. So we were working on Dex Guru for quite a while on polishing these indexers, and we spinned up all those block explorers, data warehouse, and other analytical product. And you were involved in all of this. Yeah, and what a journey, right?
Yes,
It,
so
it
fun.
became it became a joke. What was the joke? Like moving the data. What was the rest of it?
Change schema, moving data.
What do you get? What you guys do? We were changing the schemas and moving data. Why? Because it's all about data. Yeah. So yeah, we actually already had the intro for 11 minutes. I believe we need to switch to agenda. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. I just wanted to kind of go over the news and basically what we had this week and what are the plans and kind of do some small kickoff of hackathon, and then we can go through RAG and all those AI processors and everything which could be used in hackathon. How that sounds for you, the plan? Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. Um. Okay. So what we were doing last week, since last Friday. Um. Oh, on Monday we voted to provision more liquidity on base. So there was addition on Monday, and we working with like Equalizer. They already provisioned the pool, but they adding it in their interface. I'm not sure. Like that's their onboarding process, and we're expecting it like every day to come. And in this interface, we publish detailed guide how to participate in those rewards mechanisms and those governance mechanisms uh, on Equalizer. So it's for us in Equalizer, it's interesting project. Why? Because we have other kind of communications with them right now and implementing, some features for our liquidity ideas, which would be hooked up to functionality of our framework and used in, for example, in Burning Man. And they are the team who ready to create something custom uh, for those kind of things and create utilities there in a way for example, for the memes coming out of Burning Man. So we in parallel we're talking about that with them, but uh, like right now, the editing interface, we are publishing the guide for the community, how to participate, and so on and so forth. Okay, governance-wise, we need to provision governance and everything what's with it. That's a hackathon for the team as well, and that's our task. That's for the team right now to figure out governance situation before the mainnet launch, so we'll be able to govern it. We are planning to add this functionality into Guru app so everyone can participate with their like accounts. And Guru app is good for that because it's hooked up to Telegram and you participate in the group. It's like we know you're from the community, and basically we have this social aspect, and then we provision governance. The guys who's confirming their NFTs uh, basically would have all those things for governance, like boosted and so on and so forth. So that's a task for us, for the team to implement in following 2 weeks. Along with all other stuff, we did um, so it's actually we provisioned it in the new stage first as a part of the framework. Oh, actually, on Guru Network we already have it as well. We updated it there. So in here, we started adding wallet information. Actually, by the way, we need to say to Rodion to make it linkable and go the same way as in balance. Anyway, and we added connect external wallet. So it's a new feature of Wallet Connect, which we embedded in here. So before that, it was kind of hard without QR code and so on to do it, and we did it now. And those are the means for actual utility and governance happening from this application, where you can confirm that you are a community member for a long time, you have those NFTs, and we already developed an BPMN diagrams for those things. Okay, roadmap. Yeah, we're going forward. The next thing is governance. That's what we're saying here. Scale partnership. It's kind of interesting because scale is like ecosystem of subchain, and we are launching Guru Flow and some mini apps for their for, we are planning to launch it for their subchains, as well as we have plans for cross marketing with them. Like we would be presenting on webinars how the thing would work for any subchain of scale. And subchains of scale, they mostly focused on GameFi, and it's a rich ecosystem, and it's kind of interesting because those GameFi use cases for our technology where we're generating with AI those NFT characters which could be used inside the game. Those guys have it in their roadmaps and in Figmas and everywhere already. And they're looking for implementation. And that's what we right now tackling on B2B side as well. Thanks to our business development guy who's handling it. Yeah. Anyway, so scale is interesting partnership, and you can ask how Guru involved in it. Why we shipping those solutions to other chains, and I have a good answer to it in our tagline here. It's like multi-chain, Web3 automation, and AI completely. Right, and everything what we were talking about in white paper in here, how we're connecting together, multi-chain context along with user actions, along with other stuff. It's all about that, right? Alexey, I actually recently was going through it again. Like we have this ecosystem of participants, which have different roles, and then to our atomic franchise mechanism. Yeah, ecosystem atomic franchise mechanism, where people sharing those processors and applications. Have you thought about that from
Yes,
a context?
yes,
From a context of
yes. It was the idea because we start first with the idea of non-custodial Web3 execution, and in the same way, there was an idea that we can that companies and people has some knowledge base that's merged. I think this proposal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This one is ours. This one other one. Okay.
Yes, and we created proposal that maybe to solve this problem statement that some companies they has data, they want maybe monetize it, maybe they want to utilize it, but they don't want to share it in raw as raw data. So the idea was inside exchange running. They can run our orchestration node and provide the context of their knowledge base for some conversational model that user or another company or another agent can communicate.
Yeah, it's like those flows, but for basically knowledge-based processors, right? And yeah, we just deep dived in knowledge-based processes right now, for all the way from our white paper and reviewing our multi-chain mechanisms and why we deploy it on other chains and subchains, and why we have those products. Uh, Quite interestingly, we got all the way to why we have AI in there and how it's all connected. Why we have Guru Network .ai, right?
Yes. So I can share if you.
Oh yeah, let's finish the news and then go through
Okay.
it. Yeah, we just deep dive from what we're going to implement in those applications more, like and those are the agents functionality, essentially, which hooked up to the economy, which is micro franchise economy, and how we're spreading it around to different chains. Uh, and we those products they are needed, and we like our warehouse. All right, bulk explorer and mini apps, essentially, like with all this functionality, with all those generations functionality for NFTs, and orchestration in the same time, space on Guru network, right? That's the idea we proposing here, right? So there are operational networks like Base, Ethereum mainnet, Crossfire, Telfire, all those with whom we are already working and providing those mini apps. There is connection here. Here we were testing like Chainlink CCIP for that, and there are flow orchestrator nodes deployed on their chain with like Guru network nodes and other nodes deployed on Guru network, and that's where we keep in all the orchestration and yeah, and that's how we enabling multi-chain and everything related to it. I'm just going a little bit deeper in there because today we have like a hackathon kickoff, and hackathon should be very technical. And for everyone who's new, who just joined, for whatever reason, uh, we going through it. We're going through our white paper and so on. And it's always good to check it out for myself because that's what we proposed. That's what we actually were covering in our LBP, right? In May. Links to the same white papers, everything is in here in regards what we're proposing, what's happened there, and roadmap. And on this roadmap, again, we exactly here, right? I would say next step we would need to propose governance and put some AI agents as well. We already have some, but we are talking about extending this functionality to multiple applications, which would be in our ecosystem. Right? What do you think on that?
Yes. Right.
How it aligns with what we were talking about like a year ago when all those ideas just starting to rise?
So we do some steps in for it. We already have our Guru chat
Hmm.
that based on the our documentation knowledge base, and we implemented some other AI agents.
Yeah, and then next step would be to add.
Next step will
Yeah,
automate and provide this functionality.
yeah. We also need to add uh, like bot is operating within the group. So we were already talking about it, and we were working on some architecture. So those messages could be actually embedded into knowledge base as we basically talking within the group, and that knowledge base would extend by itself. with actual scanning of links, like, and so on. Yeah, those are the ideas, right?
Yes.
What do you think on that?
Yes, we utilize MindsDB as a tool. It's a great tool. It has a lot of integrations. Unfortunately, there is no integration with Telegram, but we are working on it.
Created.
And, have first implementation of Telegram handler for MindsDB. So it's open source. Maybe we
Yeah,
do
we should contribute.
contribute.
Yeah,
And that's the way how we implement embedding for
and
the knowledge base from Telegram.
MindsDB, GitHub, right? Yeah, and the interesting thing about MindsDB is that it's actually can work with any kind of LLM uh, in the backend. So you're not hooked up to it's like open source database, which have a tool set to create RAG applications, different kind of fine tuning and so on, and where you connect in like your own API, which you can run anywhere. So that's actual testing of this decentralized infrastructure we're proposing in June, in July. We have an article about that, by the way. And here we literally right now have a node with APIs, and this node is working with MindsDB, and those solutions would be the core of like flow orchestrator node functionality and everything related to it, along with MindsDB embedded. So yeah, okay, let's finish the news and then to Hackathon and everything. We already have half an hour. Weekly MA Equalizer we already talked about. Build fast dApps. Yeah, that's the idea, and we basically on Hackathon right now. Let's switch to Hackathon. On Hackathon right now, everyone from the community who's registering and joining the group, and we would discuss um, the ideas in there, and with everyone who submitted the form, we would create separate group in Telegram. There would be me in there and someone from the team. Uh, I would be mentoring on this hackathon. So you guys registering the form, uh, providing the name of your idea, we are creating the group. Then within those groups, we have a mentors from the team, and there would be I and someone from the we have like 10 team members, so we would spread around. I was mentoring in hackathons before, and I know how crucial it is. And when we do it, especially that kind of thing, where we say everyone is a creator, uh, everyone with idea would have a chatbot with availability to hook up this AI functionality, for example. And you would have this mini app as a starting point. And this is like Burning Me, but you would have like Guru Era app. And in here, you already have different examples of quests developed in the form of those BPM and diagrams, right? BPM and diagrams, for example, generate meme or generate NFT, and those things available for you, and you can just figure out your own new process, or it could be like I just don't want to deal with it. I want an application for my group, for my meme coin, for whatever. And that could be your hackathon project as well. So you are getting the starting point from us. We are communicating with you, and then you can figure out how to change those processes, and we're helping you, we're mentoring. So it serves your needs and whatever you have. You don't need to be a developer, especially if we're talking about using the same functionalities we already have. And those includes different reward system, uh, like balances, profiles. You can charge people in there as well in the tokens. And we're polishing that thing, which is called Guru framework. It's in here, right? GitHub Guru framework, and in documentation as well, like docs. Sorry, not this one. Docs Guru Network API framework, right? So, so for overall understanding, like what is it, how it works in backend, there is documentation. And today we discussed with the team what else we need to add in this documentation over the weekend. So it would be much easier onboarding, and it would actually be aligned with this new flow which we implemented, where new project to spin up new application and everything on Guru network, it would be as easy as add what is it? Add name, description, Telegram bot name because it's all hooked up to Telegram, API key, and the project. So and that would create Telegram mini app as well as web app and Telegram bot, which you can add to the group, and it has all the functionality, and you're changing this functionality with changing of BPM and schemas as well. So that's our product. We are building all the apps for our clients as well on that also. Just reminding you that Telcoin, right? Telcoin, Telcoin, right? Uh, here. Quests again, Telcoin balance, and so on. Crossfire. So our partners. Here we have um, the DeFi ecosystem. So from mini app, and that's one of the standard blocks you can implement. You can have in your mini app as well in Hackathon. Like indexer of DeFi ecosystem, and then this functionality, and then you can hook up different activity to those things. And stats in here is actually coming from data warehouse, as we were showing with Alexey. And those quests in here is also BPM and diagram. So here we have like three deployed from model year towards orchestration node, which we're providing for you as well. And you have different functionality in here depending on what's in there. And those are examples from Crossfire. There are from like Burning Meme, right? And much more in here, like meme of the day, right? Rewards for launching Guru app. All this kind of stuff is available, and all the stuff is on chain. So when you're dropping down in the balance, it's in here. You see all those micro transactions of Guru token. It's basically we doing something in application. So all this shipped to you, and whatever idea you have, it couldn't be DApp like a DApp. It could be just your community thing if you have a community, or if you're planning to build a community. You can have it around like meme coin, whatever, like your own social accounts, and there would be ideas for new quests for your community are interesting by themselves. So if you can figure out some new interesting mechanics and though this would be viral, then that quest by itself can start earning in our ecosystem because we have this micro franchise atomic mechanism. That's what it is about. Like in your particular setup, for example, as the app, you figuring out the best way to engage with users, like a new mechanics or something. You sharing it in catalog. So here we have example of catalog. All right, on V2 Guru, it's like for trade flows, but anyway. And you ingest in it, you one of the same mechanics. For example, Burning Meme, one of the same mechanics as someone did in their app on Hackaton. And then Burning Meme coming here and like, oh, I need this mechanic in my application. And then payments for executing it for external workers, if there are proprietary like code in there, going towards the author. So yeah, and that's what's embedded in those applications. We're saying everyone can have. You have idea, you don't have idea, you have a community, you want it for yourself because you envision it as a to-do list with, for example, AI and GPT for only for yourself and for your family. Do it. We open for all use cases right now. Why? Because we envision that thing which we planned right now, and DevOps are working hard on that stuff. So it's like deploy of application onto Kubernetes infrastructure. Right. They're working right now on this thing, and next week we will start shipping all those. And but we want to start talking about this and organize all those groups with every one of you, and like treat it as a support of framework you decided to apply for your needs, because we want to polish this framework. And again, it's a hackathon for the team as well, so it could be utilized to fill our ecosystem with the dApps which solve in the real use cases anywhere. And we will, as I said, that's like a user facing side of it. But there is like whole backend side of it, which is Guru Network Orchestration Node, which is uh, which has all the means to be decentralized and basically run by multiple providers. And we already working on it. We publishing the code as it goes and so on. So yeah, so that's how this hackathon with all those mini apps actually helping Guru Network to create a market for all this, because whatever you doing on those applications, it's orchestrated on Guru Network, and you have all the tooling on Guru Network, but nothing stops you from deploying NFT collections on base, the same stuff as we have, for example, for those Guru Season 2 NFTs. So AI generation and everything, like user process orchestration wise, when you're in here, um, is happening on the Guru network, while actual minting happens on base. And that's again functionality you all guys have on this hackathon. Okay, that's it about hackathon. Actually, I have a list in here what I wanted to talk about a little bit more. Alexei, you still alive? I'm not too boring.
Yes. I noticed that we will deploy Guru orchestration nodes with the Guru orchestration node with our process.
Oh yeah.
And deploy BPMNs with BPMNs.
No, that's the way, right? Because
Yes.
you have to use your own toolset to develop your own apps. Otherwise, it's not working. We don't want that developer's toolset, right? Um, Actually, that's another topic. Like, what do you think? Like, you hear that stuff for quite a while already. Like our vision, we polished on it for a year. What do you think on all this kind of dynamic of it, dynamic of the idea by itself. Like, do you remember how we, like a year ago in November, we were like, oh, let's use Camunda for the new app where we can orchestrate the stuff, and it was actually your idea. You brought up Camunda again, uh, when which we used before on CO Mater project, right?
Yes, and the idea was also that your process is it is like some contract, like something that has variables inputs, and it is running, and you have the result, and we had an idea, so why we don't have Camunda in Web3.
Hmm.
So and we start to discuss it. And now all the events that we have here in our process, they all Web3. So
Hmm.
it's all saving in the decentralized database, and it is opened. Uh,
Yeah, and then the orchestration nodes can talk to each other through Guru Network as an event bus,
yes,
as like broadcasting bus. Yeah.
yes,
Uh,
that was okay.
that was a kind of dynamic in this idea. Quite interesting. You reminded me. Like we started with what was it? It was on Hackathon on ETH, ETH,
It
ETH
aged
Online
online.
2020, 2023 Chainflow. Yeah, we actually implemented it first time in some kind of this way. When it was? Is there a date on it? But in November. Yeah, that was the presentation we had, and then we built our Bloomberg version of Dex Guru, uh, basically on this kind of framework. Started embedding it everywhere, and now we like at next step of this journey, actually filling ecosystem with those as fast as we can. And that's our main idea, right? Simplifying way to market.
Yes, simplifying Web3 because the process is more easy to develop it than any kind of contracts. Three contracts are complex, and once deploy, you cannot change it. So there is a
Yeah,
lot of problems here, but everyone can use Camunda modeler. Yes, need some skills, but it's more easy than develop
yeah, and
any.
and yeah, and we have this process definition smart contract, which is deployed like it's like a factory. That's what we were doing in the chain flow factory. That's probably the factory. Yeah, it's for the chain flow. So it's like a representation of process definition. And when you deploy a process onto Camunda, uh, you have an option to deploy corresponding factory of this process to the chain. And on chain is a smart contract. You have the same kind of task which you can claim and claim tokens and rewards and so on. So that's the idea we have in Guru framework as well. So that's how business process automation fused together with Web3. And as you mentioned, we also publish in all the events on chain from orchestration nodes, so they can listen and talk to each other and order each other, right?
Yes, that's his network. how it works. For example, for burning meme and
Yeah, Burning Meme is
the
a good
external
example. All this
the
voting,
external.
everything. Yeah, yeah. There is smart contract factory with all those meme coins, which basically one process instance in our orchestration nodes means one new meme coin and Burning Meme. So I wanted to cover one more topic, and that's what I was doing for in last week. Like, and it's related to orchestration node and Camunda. You would be amazed, Alexey. Do you know what I want to talk about?
I think I know,
Camunda Con.
but surprise.
Yeah. So I was away for a couple of days in New York, and I just flew back in. How many hours ago? 7 a.m. I was at home at 1, so 6 hours ago. And what I was doing in there, because our concept of orchestration nodes is based on Camunda BPM platform. So that's uh, that's open source solution which is on the market for business process automation already for I believe 12, 13 years, and they are themselves open source Apache 2 license, and they are fork of previous platform which was called Activity, GitHub Activity BPA platform. So yeah, there is this Activity. No, it's not Activity. But anyway, Activity. Yeah, this one. No Activity match. Okay. And this is the path. Open source projects go. So you have open source project, which is working for, and for example, for CamundaCon, see CamundaCon New York 2024, right? Yeah, I've been there. Um, and is where is agenda? Ramadan, why switch agenda? Yeah. Uh, okay. They are switched it already to next one, so they would basically drive it to new one. But actual clients of those with whom I was able to talk about their implementation of business process automation, which including like US Bank, BNY Mellon, and all those big guys, along with integrators like Ernst and Young and so on. Uh, it was quite interesting. What does this think when what, for example, I was talking with two mobile guys, like, what do you think when we fusing together business process automation you already have in T-Mobile, which is based on Camunda, with Web3 ledger, which could do all your accounting and so on and so forth. Or, for example, you have multiple operators involved, like a Telcoin case, like Telcoin, who's our partners. What they building blockchain for, like telecom operators, so they can move the value between accounts of telecom operators when you have like T-Mobile and, for example, Orange or whatever they're talking about. Anyway, so those guys, and why I went there as well. Last one I've been was in 2019 and was in Berlin, and I was part of Disney streaming back then. And I know the guys. I already met the founders there, and I was discussing, guys, you're not looking at, we're discussing Web3 with them, like that case, because using business process automation with AI automation, that's what they're talking about right now. That was the topic on the conference, like how you switching uh, to this kind of AI mode AI, let's just Camunda AI, right? Leverage AI powered automation. So they're already looking onto this kind of thing, but they're not looking how to connect it with incentives of all the participants. And that was able to discuss with those traditional business process automation people from traditional finances, from insurance companies, from integrators, and you know, there is some interest. Some guys actually in TradFi, they said to me, "Oh, we will do like, for example, I had a conversation with one of the developers in TradFi. I wouldn't say the name, and he was like, "Oh, I know everything about DeFi." Because I had a startup in DeFi during DeFi summer, but then we basically, uh, and now he's working in enterprise basically. So there are people in the crowd who pretty aware of like what's going on in crypto, and they were like, "Oh, you along with message transfer, which you design in those BPM and diagrams naturally, and this is basically the means of business process automation. You transferring the message from one microservice to another one, from user to the system and back to LLM." And orchestrating the process. Along with it, you have a value transfer because you hooked up smart contract to it and you have like tokens in there involved, and that could be beneficial for many in many fields, like which are common. Everyone agree on it, but uh, they don't think about it much yet. And that's what I was doing in there. Got a couple of contacts from other side of the world, not crypto. Also, it's very helpful to go to some conference once in a while, which is not crypto, where people don't know about all this crazy stuff we're developing in here. And like when I was showing to them, like, oh, you know what's working on top of Camunda? Burning meme. You see, you can create memes in there and vote for them. And they're like, oh, it's like a Tinder for the tokens. Yeah, that was crazy. Okay, so this is what I was doing for 2 days, and that's why I came from New York. And interestingly, Camunda right now is and they are moving people to Camunda 8. It's like the next version, and they move them to the cloud. And along with it, they starting to provide different tool sets to work with AI, and that's their main focus right now. And I was like, oh, uh, we have idea how to decentralize all this stuff. So just jump to the next step from the cloud, infrastructure for it, and so on. Yeah, but let's see uh, how that will work. Okay, cool. Passing it over to you. That's everything what I want to discuss. Do we have any questions? We almost like 40 minutes already discussing what we do and why we're here in Hackathon.
We have only one repeating questions, and
When
we
mainnet?
kind of answered it
Yeah, well,
already, but
yeah, we are declaring right now pre-mainnet hackathon. What it means? Mainnet. So that's the answer. And we have a partners with whom we work in those 2 weeks as well. So they would do their deployments along with us. So it's hackathon for us. It's hackathon for our partners who's going to deploy new stuff and in our ecosystem, and it's hackathon for everyone who wanna app basically. If you wanna app for anything, fill in the form. We would start a group with you. We will be mentoring. We will be helping. App for your group, chatbot for your group, anything like it, and we are building this together. Everyone would be rewarded, and you would have a. We have a Guru token budget for this, and as it's deeply integrated in the Guru ecosystem, and we making Guru liquid token every day, so it could be utilized for the purpose. That's in our white paper, Um and that's the deal. And then on top of it, you can do pretty much whatever in low code without help again. Yeah, Alexey, to you, please cover the topic how we connect in AI and stuff.
So let me share.
Oh, it's already morning on my side. Sunrise.
Second. Yes, here it is. So we already discussed about the proposal and the first step that we doing to achieve it. We created those process for knowledge base agent creating. It do some simple steps like creating knowledge base, then crawling data from the URL you provided or documents you provided, and then creates the agent and creates the query in Warehouse. We utilize MindsDB. So
What kind of model is behind my Olama 3.1 we're using right now, right?
right now we use Olama and GPT OpenAPI also. So here's the steps, and the one interesting step is let me show. MindsDB, they say that every developer can be data scientists. So we think that with those process, with our process, we do on top of the MindsDB. It's local. Do on top of the MindsDB, we can do everyone as a knowledge provider or AI trainers.
Yeah, and how it would look for the user?
How
Like we,
yes,
yeah.
I'm going. How it looks for here after starting this process, you see there is some start form that is user task that can be with our framework. It can be shown in the Telegram app and can be our bot command. Sorry, you're muted.
Yeah, we were discussing that with Guru Network app bot, we would have more comments in there, and basically whenever you're in DMs with a bot, you would be able to do /add agent, and you add in the agent, you add in the context to it, and then you can add it to the group. For example, you want a bot to be aware of your Twitter and everything what you posting in there, and that could be a source, or it could be like some static page or something updatable like news pages, and you can add more and more to it because MindsDB basically it's you just ingesting new rows in the database, and it's adding it to knowledge base in the backend, right? That's
Yeah,
what happens.
here's the process. So you just is just finish on the using API endpoint, which is available here in Warehouse. For example, I did
Rack.
oh, this is just test, and it is available with REST API.
Mm-hmm.
And you just start this process with the form, and here another form. Yes, we will integrate it with maybe chats and messages.
Mm-hmm.
Then the first it is from website or some static data from the documentation. I can show, for example.
And the big idea is to have it. Actually, yeah, as I mentioned, we already were tackling it before to add all the context of all the messages which are happening within the group where this bot is added to the knowledge base.
Yes.
So
After
that enables very interesting social mechanics and all this.
after Telegram handler
Yeah,
it will be available, because the MindsDB is good combine. It is it has a lot of integrations, and here we have our ClickHouse integration. For our chatbot, I add also some skills, not only with our documentation, but with the
Oh, cool!
text.
It's aware of candles data now, so it is
Yes.
it sees the prices.
Some text to SQL skills. It can utilize text to SQL skills. It is long chain under the hood, but
much more user friendly long chain. That's cool.
Yes, because you just do create agent, create knowledge base, insert, and select. Yes,
Yeah,
but
do you remember?
because we want to simplify it more, because the start form is user task is
there would be different options in there. Like something
yes.
would be depending on what you choose. Yeah, that's fine. And do you remember we use LangChain right now for those dashboards analytics which we have embedded in our block explorers and in V2Dex Guru and in our apps, so in our Guru Network app as well. So for this, we developed a warehouse toolset for LangChain. So I'm not sure if that could be applied in here or not, but for example, we already have warehouse tool in LangChain, so maybe it could be a skill in MindsDB. So it could basically grab the data from queries from warehouse.
I think we can switch it on this, because I add some functionality, open some of those for our chatbot already, and it can select from blocks, transactions, dex trades, and answer sometimes good, sometimes bad. Because the point is ClickHouse SQL is specific.
But you probably adding it in the prompt, right? So use ClickHouse language and so on.
Yes.
Yeah, but sometimes it's the worst thing is sometimes it depends on the version, and basically you need to specify the version as well in the prompt. How do you design a prompt in here?
Second, we create skill. Here's
interesting.
It is chain statistics skill. Text to SQL, our database, which tables are, and here is some description which can be improved. For example, it's try to use I like, but it's not working in ClickHouse. So
Yeah.
it can be extended, and this
Yeah,
first experiment.
but you know the funniest thing, what I like I had we like I've been in presentation yesterday in Camunda, and they were presenting Camunda copilot. Basically, it's like uh, they designed it on BPMN as well. You would be amazed. It has a context of different diagrams for different purposes. So you type in whatever you want, and it creates diagrams. So the same example I was showing with just ChatGPT and 2-3 interactions, but they polished it and embedded into Modulier itself. So in Modulier for BPMN, that's the functionality. And interestingly enough, they right now it looks like it would be embedded into Modulier, which is open sourced and so on. So yeah.
No. We need to have handler for it integration maybe, or is it open?
Yeah, like they planning to release it in 8.8 coming out like next year, but right now they have some open source repo. I need to check my notes from yesterday, but yeah, it's quite interesting. Maybe it already could be integrated. Like for example, in Modular we have in Warehouse right now. Yeah, interesting idea. Anyway, yeah, sorry I interrupted you. With where we were at MindsDB.
I want to just start some process. For example, we want to create knowledge base, maybe about task list. It's just to do it fast.
Live demos.
Yes.
Everyone loves it.
Awesome task list. Docs.
By the way, guys, who's watching us every other week? Please tell us what's the best day of the week is better, because for us probably most comfortable one is Friday, because it's like report of the whole week of work, what we were doing, what we were busy with, what we were polishing. But for example, maybe it's much more comfortable and much more beneficial to do it on Wednesdays. Yeah, but Friday is kind of, you finish in the week, you have weekend ahead to develop some more stuff, right? As usually. But yeah, Friday probably it's like closing the week, and on Monday we kind of we were discussing this on our previous AMA, and we've got this and that feedback. That's why next Monday we would focus on.
The one interesting idea here I have that it was in the proposal that we can check the context. We can check how it is, how it goes. Is it relevant or not with the model, and it upscale our just simple rec. It is simple rec. It is not training, but it like upscaling it to the recurrent education or something like this. I think that it can be community driven maybe when you
Yeah,
set
we were discussing it with our DeFi community. Like traditionally, we have a DeFi community because of Dex Guru, right? And the idea, which was circling around our group or Discord channel, I don't remember, like maybe it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, that anyone can add any kind of type of any piece of content they use for to identify like what's the trends on DeFi markets and so on. So it's mostly like Twitter channels and maybe some Telegram groups, but Twitter channels is kind of available and there. So everyone can add this to the knowledge base, and you have DeFi sentiment kind of agents operating within the group, and we can add some info from them to Guru Network app where you explore DeFi market. So that was the idea, and that's the possibility there, right?
And here is the question that we check we check how it goes. Yes, if you ask a general conversational model ChatGPT what is task list, it will answer something that it is to-do list. But in Guru Network, it is our Web3 tasks, individual agents, etc. So we provide the answer we want to receive. It's Web3 tasks.
So it's like verification question.
Yes.
That it's actually embedded everything right, and it could actually, if it could answer those, then we can embed it in the app.
Yes. Let's try to start something process.
Yeah, check it in the cockpit.
So it's populating.
And is it external? Is it external task? Yeah, it's like
yes, I switched it. Yes, I switched it to external task.
Yeah, okay. So external tasks, those are the components which would utilize, and they're currently utilizing Guru infrastructure, but new decentralized Guru infrastructure, which we're building in here as well.
So we can see that it created a new agent, and
now you can query it, right?
It is vector database and some knowledge base. Yes. And what's going?
Yeah, now
you see now it requesting
verification question.
Yes, verification question. Let's see what is going on. Okay. So the answer was yes. The answer was that Guru task list is part of the Guru network ecosystem, and yes, it's created warehouse query, and now we can use.
You can go in warehouse and that's cool.
Yes.
Actually, I hadn't seen that feature myself.
So here we can. I'm not sure. It is very small data context.
Cool.
So it's yes.
And then now you can use it as a REST
and
API.
And you can use it, yes, like REST API.
Quick question. Can we add in this diagram you were showing rewards? So everyone who's contribute, like our standard reward worker, which is basically whenever you're contributing to this knowledge base, that QA LLM also identifying how valuable this contribution was, and then
good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. Yes, I think this is the way to community-driven.
Yeah, and let's add it to the quest of Guru Network app. So you would be rewarded for contribution to knowledge base, and then everyone can use that LLM in the group, and yeah, the knowledge base would build up around whatever we discuss in the group, and that would
Okay.
be quite interesting. Yeah. Sorry, like
That's all. Thank you.
that's all. So how do you feel about it? Like what we are doing here?
No, I think there is a lot to do, but that is a proof that
Proof
we
of concept of what we actually
can do
proposed
it.
in our white papers and what we are talking about like throughout this year. And again, we have all this ecosystem around it of apps which are doing different DeFi stuff. We have a Guru token, which is core, which is like fulfilling this liquid foundation for all those incentives to be spread around, and we building it from every point. So in the middle we will have this product which is basically incentivizing everyone to contribute. At the same time, you have a useful application for it. You have it in your on the go like apps like Telegram and so on. You have it as web app. You have it as mobile app, and it's not like one app. It's like a whole ecosystem of applications, and and you can have it. And that's why we declared it hackathon. If you have any idea you want mini app for yourself, just to have it, for example, as your wallet of AI processors. We will have more and more different AI processors in the catalog, and you have your own mini app where you're managing them, and you're getting rewarded for providing your knowledge, your benefit, your knowledge to it, participation in it, and at the same time you can use it for daily routines and for different stuff. And again, we have all those, we were tackling all those AI capabilities. Along with that, we have all those historical kind of implementations of data harvesting from DexGuru, where we indexing markets across 18 chains, 180 dexes. We have all the prices, info, volume, liquidity, who did what. So all of this is kind of the foundation and the grounds for your guys' idea, which you can implement on Hackathon. And please drop us in, fill the form. We will be creating the groups with everyone, and applications going to be deployed in the start of next week, because initially we need to discuss what you want in there, because right now it's still pretty manual process. But that's what we polish in here as well, and that's a hackathon goal for us as well, to make it so it works as a wizard, and Guru token is participating in this as a means of like infrastructure payments and so on. So anyway, that's probably all we wanted to cover. Do we have anything? Please cover the topic, where to fill the form, where to join, and so on.
You can come to our blog and find the pre-mainnet hackathon page on it. It's not far from the start, or just Google it and fill the form where you put your credentials to start participating in hackathon. And after that, after hackathon is started, we contact you and figuring out what's next.
Hackathon
I will put all the links to hackathon form below in comments as well.
Yeah, and let me share the screen one last time. So that's what you getting as a start point on Hackathon, and then growing it in like in a way you want, right? There is chatbot, there is like mini app, and that's your starting point. It's already deployed. You can do whatever in it. Bring your ideas, share it with us, and we will be mentoring you all the way to having it in there. And the best ideas would be moved all the way towards mainnet and Guru. And we already have some teams with whom we discussed some of stuff what could be implemented in there, and those would be released as well. But everyone is creator, and with everyone we have a separate group where we would be mentoring and I would be participating, and so on and so forth. By the way, let's share this Guru era page as what's starting point on Hackathon. All right.
Just a second, please.
Oh, and let's do the video. Nice. And that's what we starting from, and that's what we provisioning. Cool. Let's wrap it up. We at 1 hour 20 minutes today. Probably it's some kind of a record. All right. But we covered a lot. Technical stuff.
We don't have any additional questions.
Oh yeah, and there are some calls for me already. Okay. Don't have additional questions. Guru, participate.
As we don't have additional questions, we can wrap it up really.
Yeah, let's do. Okay, cool. We would do streams next week, pretty much every day in regards of different aspects of our framework, and those would be like webinars for everyone who's interested to participate. We'll be publishing those day by day, so please come over and fill in the form, participate, and we have all those cool things coming in our group and to our ecosystems. That's how we fulfill on multi-chain functionality of Guru network. So yeah, go Gurus, as we say in it.
Thank you, Evgeny. Thank you, Alexey. And thank you, everyone who listened to us today.
Thanks all.
We'll see you the next time. Bye, guys.